Right now at 6, a Wisconsin school district is providing counseling after a teen is accused of sexually assaulting a child he was babysitting.
A man faces homicide charges in a drug overdose death. Now the family of the man who died opens up to News 3 about their loss.
But baby, it's cold outside. But baby, it's cold outside.
And this holiday classic is pulled from a Madison radio station. Why some feel there is no place for it in 2018.
This is News 3 at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. A 17-year-old from Reedsburg is accused of sexually assaulting a child he was babysitting.
Riley Roth is in jail on a $25,000 cash bond. Jamie Perez talked with police about the incident today.
Many people in the town of Reedsburg are shocked and concerned over this situation. We did have the chance to speak with police as well as the Reedsburg School District about details surrounding this and plans moving forward.
During the assault, he had actually tied the victim up and gagged the victim during that assault.
17-year-old Riley Roth was arrested November 30th for sexually assaulting the 8-year-old child he was babysitting.
They had this babysitter for approximately 2 weeks.
During those 2 weeks, the victim reported being sexually assaulted on several occasions. When the victim's parents told police,
They were horrified by it for obvious reasons. I mean, they trusted this babysitter to take care of their child for them, and unfortunately this incident occurred.
Police say the victim and Roth are not related and aren't sure how the family got into contact with Roth for babysitting services.
These things don't really happen very often here, so yeah, it's hard to hear, but I think it's important for people to understand that these things can happen anywhere, and they should do whatever they can to make sure that they're bringing the safest people they can into their homes.
Roth is in jail on $25,000 cash bond. He's charged with repeated acts of sexual assault of a child, false imprisonment, strangulation and suffocation, and physical abuse of a child.
Through Sauk County Victim Witness, there's going to be a variety of resources that are going to be made available to the victim and to the victim's families.
Roth was also charged Wednesday with underage sexual activity with a child 15 years old and obstructing an officer in September. For those who went to school with Roth or the victim,
great deal of concern about those who are involved, those who were actually involved in the incident, but also the families involved, and then certainly how that might impact our day-to-day operation as well.
Superintendent Tom Benson says the district will do whatever is necessary to make sure everyone feels comfortable expressing their concerns about this with an open line of communication.
We're confident that the conversation will kind of happen organically so that if people need help, we're in a position to provide it.
Roth is scheduled to appear in court for all charges on December 28th. Reporting in Reedsburg, I'm Jamie Perez for WISC News 3.
The Reedsburg School District is working with police during the investigation, and again, resources are being provided to anyone who went to school with Roth and the victim. Janesville police are also investigating the sexual assault of a child. 18-year-old Dakota Potts is accused of assaulting a 9-year-old at a bathroom behind Wilson Elementary School in July. Potts was in Rock County Court today. He originally denied the accusation to police, but later admitted he had sexual contact with the victim.
If you think it's cold now, wait until tomorrow. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at what's coming our way. Hi, Gary.
Hi, at least I'm in the backyard. Fortunately, I'm kind of protected here where I am with the building. It's blocking me from the wind, so it's not quite as cold as it'd be otherwise, but it is still pretty cold. Visible cloud track shows a lot of snow on the ground to our north and to our west. You can clearly see that's the white that doesn't move there. And while we had some clouds to start out the day and a couple of clouds that moved in later in the afternoon, skies are clearing to our north and west, and that will allow temperatures to fall off pretty quickly. High temperatures today were early this morning. Here in Madison, we were at 30 degrees. Temperatures are in the 20s to our north and to our west. But here are current temperatures. Right now, we're at our low for the day of 19 degrees. Temperatures are going to continue to fall through the evening and overnight hours. Right now, wind chills about 10 degrees colder than the actual temperature. So, tomorrow, if we're down in the middle single digits, that puts wind chills perhaps as cold as 5 degrees below zero at times. Future track wind chills around 6:30 a.m. shows wind chills at or below zero through much of southern Wisconsin. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, look for, we have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow for those wind chills of 0 to -10 in the morning, and high temperatures will only reach the upper teens in the afternoon, about 15 degrees below average. Otherwise, look for skies to clear out later on tonight. Low temperatures dropping to to the middle single digits. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, but our high temperature only reaching 18 degrees. That's your first alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. A Madison dad was able to get his daughter out of his car before two men stole it. The man had just picked up his 3-year-old daughter from La Petite Academy on Madison's west side when two masked men with a gun pulled open the doors to the car. The men demanded the dad get out of his car and stole his wallet. The father was able to get the little girl out of the car before the carjackers took off. Police say the car was found empty with music playing and its front doors left open near Tree Lane. Staff at La Petite Academy issued a statement on the carjacking saying, "Nothing is more important to us than the safety and security of our children, staff, and school families." There is a push to get the Department of Corrections to release more information about deaths and conditions inside state prisons. Activists attended an open meeting today at the DOC in Madison. They're demanding transparency and accountability from the DOC when it comes to corrections-provoked suicides at Columbia Correctional Institution, as well as more effective oversight about preventable deaths of inmates.
Madison city leaders say the design of the new public market belongs on a postcard, and they're meeting tonight. For the first time since announcing a new location for the market will go back to its original planned location, the Fleet Services building at East Johnson and First Street, instead of on East Washington Avenue. Now, this move will save money, allowing city leaders to invest in the building's design. Alders are confident the original location will still bring large crowds.
In the day and age of Google Maps and everything like that, just because something isn't visible right on the main drag doesn't mean that folks aren't going to know about it and know exactly where it is.
Right now, the Fleet Services building acts as a city garage and auto repair center. Its facilities have been scheduled for updates for years now. Construction on the market is set to begin in 2020, scheduled to open the following year.
Shopko is closing nearly 40 stores in 19 states. A Shopko spokeswoman believes between 400 and 1,000 positions will be impacted. Liquidation sales begin Friday. The stores affected will close in February. Boston is the only Wisconsin city impacted. Lower sales and growth potential are reasons for the closures. There are more places to park on the Isthmus now. The new parking garage on South Livingston Street near the Sylvie is now open. It has 650 stalls and is 80 cents an hour to use. You'll also be able to find B-cycle stations and electric vehicle charging ports there.
The Madison radio station is joining others across the country in banning the song "Baby, It's Cold Outside."
Keely Arthur shares some of the concerns people have with the song's lyrics.
It's a Christmas time favorite, but as the Me Too movement grows louder, one local radio station says it's time to turn "Baby, It's Cold Outside" down. Christmas music is taking over the airwaves in Madison. A holiday tradition so many radio stations seem to take part in this time of year.
Silent Night is always at the top. Wonderful Christmas Time, a more modern one.
One Midwest family broadcasting station, Hank 97.7 FM, is putting its own musical spin on the tradition.
All country Christmas music done by classic country artists from the last few decades.
But freezing a certain Christmas classic out altogether. Program director Fletcher Key says his opinion of the song changed in light of the Me Too movement. Critics of the song believe it promotes date rape, with the female in the duet singing the lyrics, "I've gotta go away," "Hey, what's in this drink?" and simply the answer is no.
Many of our listeners, I know, have likely said no and had that no disavowed and disrespected. And if by playing that song, it makes just one of those listeners involuntarily have to bring back the emotion, the anger of that incident, I didn't see it being worth playing.
The Dane County Rape Crisis Center agrees with the sentiment, sharing, quote, "The lyrics of this 1940s Christmas classic are contradictory to the critical message that affirmative consent is required for all sexual or intimate acts. That said, this is not by far the most offensive song played on the radio. All genres of music need to do a better job of writing lyrics that are supportive of women." Key says not to worry, carrying the tradition of Christmas classics is alive and well. But Baby It's Cold Outside is one song that won't endure in our changing times.
If we all agree that no means no, how can you play the song?
In Madison, Keely Arthur, WISC News 3.
Other stations, including one in Cleveland and San Francisco, have also decided to keep Baby It's Cold Outside off the airwaves. A Madison brew pub could be making history this year.
And a Rock County dad opens up to News 3 about the loss of his son to addiction. That story next at 6. A Janesville family is in mourning after losing their son to a drug overdose. The man accused of providing the drugs appeared in court today for the first time.
Rock County reporter Adam Duxter spoke with the grieving father today, and he joins us now from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette. Adam?
Well, Eric and Charlotte, the night of March 3rd will live in the Crable family's memory forever, as will the memory of their son, Derek.
But you can see how lanky he was.
Gary Crable keeps family photos throughout his Janesville home.
That's him right there. See, he's a tall, lanky guy.
The photos, much of what he has left to remember his son, Derek.
He would get along with anybody.
His youngest son, who he says loved computers.
He's very skilled in rebuilding his own computers into what they call supercomputers, you know. You could probably break into the White House for all I know.
Crable says his son struggled with addiction and worked to get clean, but things changed on March 3rd of last year.
Well, I want to go down and see how Derek's doing. And she went down the bottom steps, and that's where she saw him laying over by his computer desk on the floor.
Derek, motionless.
I tried CPR on him. I tried everything to get him to come back.
Derek died from a heroin overdose at 30 years old. Tuesday, Janesville police arrested Taylor Fraunfelder, accused of supplying the heroin on that night. Today, he appeared in court and faces 4 separate charges and a $50,000 cash bond. Crable says he would do anything to get his youngest son back.
I miss him being here. He was always here.
But for now, only has the photos to remember. As for those 4 separate charges that Taylor Fraunfelder does face, he looks at first-degree reckless homicide, second-degree recklessly endangering safety, and 2 counts of manufacturing and delivering heroin. It's a case that we will continue to follow.
Adam, thank you. It's beer that could help with anxiety and inflammation.
Well, Madison Brew Pub is using CBD in its beers and cocktails, and our chili streak continues. What we can expect this weekend and next in our First Alert forecast.
Great Dane restaurants will soon be offering drinks with a unique ingredient, CBD.
As part of a partnership with Green RX, the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is launching beers, cocktails, and other beverages infused with CBD oil. Now, the CBD does not have THC in it, but it is believed to provide pain relief and decrease inflammation. Great Dane will offer Green Glory, an American pale ale with CBD that brewmaster Rob Labralio says is likely the first beer of its kind in the state.
In this day and age where there are a lot of different ingredients going into beer, very experimentative approaches, all of a sudden the light went off and we said, hey, why not start offering CBD?
The CBD-infused beer and drinks will be available a week from today with a launch party at the downtown Great Dane scheduled for December 13th. And coming up at 10, we'll have more on the legality of CBD products in the state.
The holiday train will soon pass through Wisconsin. The Canadian Pacific Railway is stopping at 13 stations in the state. In our area, it's visiting Columbus, Portage, and Wisconsin Dells. The train will be in Columbus tomorrow night and go through Portage and the Wisconsin Dells Saturday evening. You can learn more about its journey online at channel3000.com.
All right, we've been talking for a few days now how chilly it's going to be tomorrow. Gary, with an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow. Time to bundle up, Gary.
Yeah, temperatures are going to be well below normal. In fact, by about 15 to 20 degrees, and wind chills early tomorrow morning could be as cold as 0 to 10 below zero. We've been talking about this for the last few days, so we do have that alert day in the forecast. High temperatures again in the afternoon, only in the upper teens when we should be in the middle 30s. And future track wind chills by early on Friday morning showing sub-zero wind chills through much of the state. Not by a lot, but still, this will really be the first first time we have widespread wind chills below zero through much of Wisconsin. Time lapse from the WISC Skycam shows some clouds this morning, then bright sunshine for much of the day. A few clouds started to come in. You can see, and this is looking in an easterly direction. There are more clouds over far eastern Wisconsin, but skies will clear out very nicely for tonight. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing generally clear skies here. Our high today 30 degrees, but that was early this morning. Low temperature 19, and that is our current temperature. Skies are mostly clear, winds out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour, so the wind chill running about 10 degrees colder than the actual temperature, right around 10 degrees. Current temperatures range from around 20 here in southern Wisconsin to the teens in northwestern Wisconsin and in the single digits already up in northern Minnesota. And wind chills there are dropping below zero. So that cold northwesterly wind over the snow cover to our north and west will continue to funnel down that cold air. At least the winds are lightening up closer to an area of high pressure over western Minnesota. So as that high slowly moves toward the east, the winds will lighten up a bit for tonight. But again, we can get those temperatures down into the single digits. It doesn't take much of a breeze to get those wind chills to drop off. Upper level winds definitely from the northwest and actually out of the north and northwest from Canada right into the Midwest. A very strong jet stream will take a storm system bringing rain into California and parts of Texas and then move it that storm system eastward. Could see some snow up near the Ohio River, but that's about as far north as that storm is going to get. This cold front will push that storm track well down to our south. There's that area of high pressure just out to the west of us. It's keeping the winds pretty light. Temperature right now in International Falls, Minnesota, that's the actual temperature, 9 degrees below zero. And on future track, that cold air will continue to come in from the northwest, just not as cold here as it is up to the north. But look for relatively quiet conditions, the high moving almost directly over us as that storm system stays well to our south. For tonight, look for a low of 6 degrees. The skies become mostly clear. Wind chills by morning down to 10 below zero in spots. High temperature tomorrow only at 18, even though we'll have mostly sunny skies. Future track shows those skies clearing out overnight. Temperatures middle single digits above zero with wind chills below zero. High temperatures tomorrow, upper teens, maybe a couple of 20s toward the Illinois state line. Tomorrow night, look for mostly clear skies, low temperatures around 10. Saturday, not quite as cold, high temperatures eventually will get up into the middle 20s across much of southern Wisconsin. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures rebound by a little bit each day. Weather pattern overall pretty quiet. Some rain or snow shower chances late Wednesday, a few flurries on Thursday, and then dry weather into the following weekend.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. The Badger men's basketball team loses one of their guards to a knee injury. The latest on Trevor Anderson in sports. Last year, the Badger men's basketball team had to deal with injuries to some of its top guards. Well, today they're in some unfortunately familiar territory as sophomore guard Trevor Anderson is lost for the season with knee surgery. Anderson played in 8 games so far this season. He re-injured his knee on this driving basket at Iowa last Friday. You can see Anderson grabbing his knee after the basket, and at the next stoppage of play that night, he was helped off the court by Badger trainer Henry Perez-Guerra. The result, Anderson will have knee surgery and will miss the rest of the season.
It's terrible news, obviously, losing Trevor. You know, you could see in a couple games where he really gave us a spark and helped us get those wins. And, you know, it takes time in games to get your stride, so I think he was kind of just starting to get going a little bit. So it's tough to lose him, obviously. We want him on the floor with us, but, you know, just patience for Trevor and to stay positive with our team and positive on the bench.
The Badger volleyball team plays in another NCAA regional semifinal tomorrow in Champaign, Illinois, as Wisconsin faces San Diego tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. It's the 6th straight trip to the Sweet 16 for Wisconsin. Only one of 5 programs in the country to achieve that feat. Senior Tiana Williams is definitely using her years of experience to make sure the younger players stay even-keeled throughout the tournament.
First and foremost, calm down, relax. Just things are going to happen. Things are going to go our way. Things are not going to go our way. It's a game of volleyball. Just relax, control what we can, take care of our side, and the rest will fall in line.
Illinois is just like that too. They got really loud fans, great student section, and so I think we're ready. And we've played there before, so we know exactly what it's like. So we're excited for that too.
At the start of the season, the Falcons at Packers seemed like it would be a pretty good matchup, but unless you made your fantasy football playoffs, you might not go out of your way to watch Sunday's meeting at Lambeau Field at noon. The Packers are 4.5-point favorites. One reason to watch would be to see if changing head coaches does in fact make a difference. Will Packers offense look any different with interim head coach Joe Philbin in charge rather than Mike McCarthy? Well, Aaron Rodgers seems to like Philbin's simple, direct approach to the game.
Every time he talks, he reminds us about how simple this game is. It's not easy, but it sometimes gets overcomplicated, and it comes down to the little things. When you emphasize the first 3 days of a week how important it is to do the little things, maybe that carries over to the Sunday execution, hopefully.
And Jonathan Taylor should win the Doak Walker Award as the nation's top running back tonight in Orlando. Taylor is a finalist with Clemson's Travis Etienne and Memphis's Darrell Henderson. If he gets the Doak Walker, Taylor would be the 4th Badger to win the Doak Walker, joining Ron Dane, Monte Ball, and Melvin Gordon. They've only had the Doak Walker since 1990, so kind of running back you.
There you go.
Wait, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Best of luck. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, cold out there. Temperatures right now, teens, but wind chills are right around 10 degrees. And you can see the 7-day forecast, only 18 for high tomorrow. That's why we have that alert day for the wind chills down to 10 below 0 in the morning. But a slow, gradual warm up in temperatures, maybe some light rain or snow showers like Wednesday, and some flurries Wednesday night and Thursday.
Happy birthday to anyone, Gary?
Oh, yeah. I got to wish my mom a happy 80th birthday. You know, with the weather being this cold, I'm sure she'd want a different birthday present, but happy birthday. Mom.
Happy birthday.
Thanks for joining us.
Enjoy your evening. We'll see you back here at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.